Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. I'm going to try to keep this video short because it's a very brief. I'm going to just take you through chapter 5 of what we're going to be talking about in this video. And what we want to do here is think about the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. So basically in IGCSE economics, we divide it into what we call microeconomics and macroeconomics, and you're going to see why we do that. So let's go straight away to talk about microeconomics, and this is the study of behavior and decisions of households and firms, and basically the performance of individual markets. We're going to talk about some things like changes in the earnings for a specific job or the output in an industry, like the car industry. So basically, what we're going to be doing here is talking about we're going to be talking about maybe the price of a commodity, one commodity, price of one commodity. We're going to be talking about a single market, like the market for oil. So market for oil, we're going to be talking about the car industry. So market for oil, car industry, etc. So basically, we're going to be talking about individual markets. It's very important for you to understand what that stands for. So for example, when we talk about demand, it's going to be slightly different from the demand we're going to talk about in macroeconomics. Right, so that is about microeconomics. And when you go to macroeconomics, here you study the whole economy, so the economy as a whole. And the topics here will include something like national unemployment, so unemployment in the entire country, inflation. We're going to talk about countries' total output, which is also called GDP. GDP stands for gross domestic product, and economic growth, of course, among other chapters. And so the difference between this demand that we talk about in microeconomics and the demand we talk about in macro is that in macro now it's called aggregate demand. And this basically would be the demand for the entire economy. Okay, moving on. So some concepts may be related between micro and macro. So for example, demand and price are used both, but at different scales, like I've said before. And they are deeply interconnected because microeconomic decisions, so the decisions that are happening in the microeconomy, in the individual markets, they add up to the macroeconomic picture. So the macroeconomic picture is generally a picture of what's happening in the different microeconomies. For example, a microeconomic event like decline in the car industry can lead to unemployment. So that's something that can show you the connection. And also maybe a government decision to cut taxes can lead to microeconomic changes, such as households choosing to buy more cars. So if the government allows an increase in money supply, it can increase consumption. This means individual consumers are buying more. Right, so moving forward, let's look at some key decision makers in economics. And this is basically people who make decisions in economics. We have the households. These are individuals who act as consumers, who, of course, as we've learned, they want low prices for goods and high quality of products. We also have workers, people who provide labor, who seek high pay and good working conditions, and we have people who save money. So they're seeking to save and have high returns. We have firms. These are the organizations that produce products, and some of them are in the private sector. That means they are owned by individuals and shareholders, and they aim to maximize profit. We also have the government. The government actually sets rules, and it can produce certain products which are called public goods and can regulate the private sector. And so there's that. Right, now going on to the last thing that we're going to study in this video is key terms that you must know in chapter 5. We have what's called microeconomics. As we said, this is a study of individual behavior and decisions of households and firms and performance of individual markets. The macroeconomy is the study of the whole economy. And a market is an arrangement which brings together buyers and sellers. We have economic agents, the ones I've listed above, and we have the private sector, which is basically firms that are owned by shareholders and individuals. And luckily, this video is less than 5 minutes. Don't forget to subscribe, share my videos with your classmates, and you can share also, and you can comment. Thank you for watching. I wish you a lovely day.